When you're born 22 miles outside of Dallas, Texas, and a kid says he wants to be an actor in movies, that's a little difficult for those kind of parents to take seriously. But they never really stood in my way. They always supported me. They always allowed me to pursue whatever it was. And I remember my mother always said, well, honey, at least you'll have something to fall back on, like you could teach. And I told her, you know, if I worked for the city collecting garbage, I would make more money than a teacher. So don't wish it on me that have a teacher to back. I mean, those people are paid almost nothing and are treated with such disrespect in this society. How any parent could wish that on a son, I have no idea. But my parents were very supportive of me, which is important. You need to have a system of support that props you up when you feel you can't go on. Important teachers. 2 in college that were important. 1 for a negative reason, 1 for a positive reason. The negative reason was a teacher by the name of Joan Potter. She was in college. She was a college acting teacher, and for some reason, she had it out for me. I don't know why exactly. But she ended up having me kicked out of the professional acting curriculum at SMU. So I took kind of general classes my first 2 years, and then she basically said to the faculty, I'm not teaching this guy. He should not be in the acting curriculum. He's out of here. My advisor told me, I'm sorry, but you haven't been accepted in the professional acting curriculum. And I was enormously depressed because it was my only dream. And then I thought in my head, I said, you know, I'm paying these guys their salary. They're not paying me. I'll take whatever course I want to take. So I signed up for the advanced acting classes anyway, and I showed up in class. No one would teach me. They would not call on me. They would not give me tests. They would not give me scene assignments, and I showed up day after day after day. It was brutal. It was despairing. It was depressing. And then we come to my good teacher. One of the longtime teachers at SMU was a fellow by the name of Jack Clay. And he taught comedy, he taught period styles, he taught Shakespeare, he taught Shaw. A real theater historian as well as a great, great teacher. I was in period styles class. We were supposed to have a song prepared, and I was so depressed at this point of no one ever calling on me. I didn't bust my hump to get a song ready. And it goes, Tobo, get up and do your song. It was the first time I'd been called on all semester. I was like, I got up and I stumbled my way. He says, stop, stop, stop. Never come to this class unprepared again. And the next day he called on me. And the next day he called on me. And the next day. And he didn't give me twice as much work as the other students, 3 times as much work. He called on me sometimes. He had me in 2 or 3 scenes at one time. And Jack Clay believed in me and pulled me out of the valley of despair. Very important man in my life. It's important to have someone that believes in you like that. Alan Parker, Mississippi Burning, he knew I was interested in directing. So he came up to me one of the first days I was on the set. He said, well, Stephen, I hear you're interested in doing the kind of things I do. Why don't you follow me around and see how I do it? And for the next 10 weeks, I was on Mississippi Burning. I walked around with Alan, and he showed me how the editor works, how the sound editor works, how you set up what we do in costuming, what we do in props, what we do here. I realize now that in that 10 weeks, I got an education that nobody in the world would have gotten, and only because of this one man's generosity. I didn't ask him, he offered it.
He had just heard that you were interested.
He just heard I was interested in directing and offered that to me. And now I look back on it, I'm dumbfounded at how great that experience was. But I can generally say now that these guys, all of these kind of people teach you that there's something important to learn in every experience. especially the negative experiences. You know, you have a bad experience, if you can put your pain aside a little bit, you'll learn a lot from it. And now I learn a lot from every experience I'm in. I just put it in the old bank, you know, and if it's a bad enough experience, it'll turn out to be a pretty good joke sometimes later on.